Hello, dear friends. I am Dr. N.K. Khatri. Today I am presenting seminar paper Online Teaching, Learning and Video Conferencing, its role during impact of the epidemic on students. The paper is jointly with Mrs. Payal Malhotra. Abstract. The worldwide COVID-19 epidemic and school closures caused worry and uncertainty among parents about their children's teaching and learning. Classroom work has been suspended indefinitely to be replaced by online teaching. This is particularly the case for early years and nursery primary children for setting strong foundation for life. Schools and educators must learn to adapt and thrive in an ever-changing world. The experienced and qualified team believes that the learning must go on and that it is possible to provide quality, meaningful, and age-appropriate home learning opportunities even for the youngest learners. Introduction. Preparing oneself with skill has become a necessity, and online education presented the best alternative to traditional education for working adults and people living in remote places. One would need is device with access to the internet. Online education is gaining increasing popularity among students because of factors affordability, flexibility, and accessibility. Online teaching, learning, and its benefits. Often referred to e-learning, popular form of distance education. Several types of online teaching learning are correspondence courses, telecourses, online learning, mobile learning, and majority of academic leaders believe online learning quality is already equal to or superior to face-to-face instruction. Benefits students who cannot participate in traditional classes. It is excellent method of course delivery, unbound by time or location. Ability to access from any computer with internet access 24 hours and 7 days a week. It has several advantages: 24 by 7 access 7 days a week, enhanced learning, more understanding and discussions, interaction, increased students to teacher and student to students. Innovative teaching, students can approach increased creativity. It also helps in improved administration, ability to record online interactions. Savings, it accommodates more students. Maximize physical resources, it decreases congestion on campus. Outreach, gives students options and increase enrollments. Video conferencing and its benefits. It refers to the conduct of a video conference between two or more distributed geographical through the internet network to transmit audio and video data for the purpose of communication and collaboration in real time. Video conferencing softwares, WebEx, Zoom, Microsoft, Google, FaceTime, EasyTalks meeting. Collaboration, chat with expert face-to-face, record lessons for review, makes out of class learning easier, connect teachers to parents closely, reduces the cost of education and sharing of educational resources. Online classrooms, very new concept in India. Many educational institutions moved to virtual classrooms. Tools, Zoom, Google, Hangouts, Microsoft Teams, and YouTube in use. There are still many struggling to get online. Teachers and schools are putting efforts to engage students in classes, giving assignments to students, taking feedback from parents, contacting students who miss classes on WhatsApp, schools sending circulars circulars, and SMS, conducting parents' orientation. UNICEF has given report, and that is Remote Learning Report 2020. According to UNICEF, just 24% of Indian households have internet to access e-education. Economically, poor families struggling access to remote learning. Students, especially girls, do not have easy access to smartphones. Internet connectivity is poor. In India, over 15 lakh schools closed due to COVID-19 epidemic, affecting 286 million children from pre-primary to secondary. UNICEF advised school opening policies and practices must include expanding access to education, including remote learning. Government should provide digital and non-digital platforms. UNICEF also given report that global education emergency. Global education emergency because for 463 million children whose school closed due to COVID-19 across the globe, there was no such thing as remote learning. One third of world school children unable to access remote learning. UNICEF says situation is far worse. Some school children who have access to the required technology and tools were not able to indulge in online schools because of workload or poor environment for learning and lack of support using broadcast curriculum. There is a diagram which shows the situation is far worse. There are so many countries and minimum proportion of school children unable to access remote learning. Another column is minimum number of school children unable to access remote learning. UNICEF says children in sub-Saharan Africa are the most affected as per UNICEF, as half of all the students in region cannot be communicated with remote access learning. In East and Southern Africa, the minimum portion of students unable to access remote learning is 49%. That equals to 67 million. The regions at the bottom of the diagram shows that Latin America and Caribbean is the lowest. Impact of the epidemic on students and families. In survey conducted by Hong Kong Academy of Gifted Education reveals that 56.6% of respondents' children adopted to online learning in less than a week, while 31.5% of them needed less a month. The survey was conducted between the end of June and mid-July 2020, receiving 362 responses. Parents-children relationship. The result shows 20% of the parents surveyed could afford to send children to schools under the direct subsidized scheme, which requires a higher tuition fee, and nearly 60% of parents hold a bachelor degree or above. The survey results confirm that families of students have sufficient capacity and resources to help their children learn at home. Opinion survey of parents. The survey shows more than 42% said that their parent-child relationship had become more harmonious. Parents indicated that the increased communication time helped to enhance mutual understanding and promote their relationship. However, results are showing that about 19% of parents said their relationship with their children is not good. The major reason was that their children were addicted to video games, followed by poor attitude towards studying. Students usually find it easier to dive into a particular field. The good side is, for example, they like math and continue to study it, so they show aptitude and success. Yet, the bad side is that if the online course is too easy for them or they are not interested, they will give up easily. Collaboration tools. Many schools held their first ever virtual annual day and ceremonies through Microsoft Teams. Schools began remote teaching also via Teams as a result of COVID 19, with multiple premises for their kindergartens, primary, and secondary schools. They sought a collaborative tool that functioned both smoothly and safely. They close they choose to use Teams as the platform, and the supporting SharePoint platform empowered staff and teachers to plan lessons effectively together and easily handle administrative work. However, the needs of international schools often differ from those of local schools. These international schools developed its online learning platform via Teams, specifically Teams and OneNote, to enable teachers, students, and parents to interact in a more creative and engaging manner. Strengthening support for parents. The survey of parents shows 35% of kindergarten parents and almost half of primary school parents were dissatisfied with online learning arrangements, complaining about the lack of support nearly 50%, and parent school communication about 30%, conducted by the Department of Early Childhood Education at the Education University of Hong Kong between February 19 and 22nd, 2020. The survey collected responses from 6,700 parents of kindergarten and primary school students. Parents who gradually return to work while their children will continue to stay at home during the school suspension until at least April 20 found that their children have trouble learning at home. Survey. The survey also found that the needs of parents of kindergarten students were different from those of primary school students. Kindergarten parents in general felt that the learning activities the school provides lacked variety, and they expected more diversified learning. In contrast, most primary school parents found that their children had too many different tasks to complete and that the work took too much time, resulting in a heavy burden on parents. However, some parents also reported that they were not consulted by the principal in advance and had to passively arrange their children's online classes according to the schedule provided by the school. Conclusion. Mindfulness activities, morning stretching, yoga, breathing, and brain focus activities engage children physically and emotionally. By incorporating daily mindfulness activities, it ensures that children's mind and bodies are ready each day for optimal learning and focus. Home learning for the young ones require more support and involvement from parents and caregivers, but it is believed that strong home and strong partnership is one of the keys to success in early years education, and it has always been a strong emphasis at the school. It is important that the learning is transdisciplinary, engaging, and diverse, just as it would be in the classroom, from language and communication to physical and social emotional development. High quality but limited online learning time complemented with well planned and structured offline learning activities to ensure a smooth back to the classroom and as soon as school resume. Thank you. Bye.